one of the most important things to get right when creating an online multiplayer shooter. The maps need to be balanced, good looking and most importantly fun to play, preferably with interesting extra features that makes the map affect the gameplay more than just being something you run around in. Here are 5 maps we want in DICE's upcoming Star Wars Battlefront as picked by the community and myself together. Bespin Platforms. Whenever you ask someone what their favorite map from Star Wars Battlefront 1 is, you often get Bespin Platforms as an answer. This map is in my opinion one of the most fun maps in the whole franchise because of its unique design. The whole map is built up with platforms with narrow corridors in between them, which leads to bottleneck battles of massive scale. Some of these corridors have received the nickname Hall of Death due to all the slaughtered stormtroopers and rebels in them. On top of this really unique and fun way of infantry combat, you also have aerial warfare right above the platforms with TIE fighters and X-Wings battling out in the sky at the same time as they try to avoid the anti-air turrets shooting from the ground. All in all, this makes for a great combination for a map that we all want to see return in the new Star Wars Battlefront. Tatooine Dune Sea, the map from Star Wars Battlefront 1 that is known for having everything you want to have on a map. In terms of vehicles, it included TIE fighters, X-Wings, AT-STs, speeder bikes, sand skiffs and rebel tanks. Pretty much any vehicle you want, whether you want to fly, shoot rockets or go fast. And on top of things, this map also had a third neutral faction, the Tusken Raiders, who attacks anyone who gets close no matter what team you are on. Below their camp there's also a deadly Sarlacc pit where anyone who steps close gets killed. I think this is a perfect example of things that can make a map so much more fun than just having static objects and textures. On this map there's actually elements and enemies that can kill you unless you're careful, and I truly hope that DICE will implement features such as the Tusken Raiders and the Sarlacc pit in the upcoming game. We do know that Tatooine will be in the upcoming game somehow, so hopefully some sort of map like Tatooine Dune Sea will be in the game as well. Kashyyyk Docks, a perfect example of a good map for a proper assault game mode where one team has to breach the other team's base. This map appeared in both Battlefront 1 and 2, but in different versions. I personally prefer the version in Battlefront 1, simply because it had a full-scale assault feeling where the droids started off at the far end of a map on an island and had to move through the water and then take over the beach. The Battlefront 2 version did however have the element of a wall that had to be breached, which is something that adds a bit more difficulty for the droids compared to just having an open beach. What I wasn't a big fan of in the Battlefront 2 version though, is that there was a command point in between the two teams on land. I thought the Battlefront 1 version was more accurate to the movie, where both teams were split off by water and generally just more fun to play. Either you would be down on the ground and push the enemy forces back, or stand far up on the platforms and snipe the enemies from safety. If the Clone Wars are included in the new Battlefront, I sure hope this map will be in the game. Rhen Var Harbor, one of the truly unique maps of Star Wars Battlefront 1. This planet and location wasn't based off the movies, but was designed for Battlefront alone, which made it a very unique experience. This map had 2 very different environments and was shaped almost like an arc. Either you could experience a vehicular assault with AT-ATs or AT-TEs going the long way around the arc, or you could take the shortcut through the ice caves with infantry and face the enemies on 2 separate fronts. This made for a very unique battle that was dependent a lot on balance. If you didn't protect the 2 fronts equally, chances were that the Empire or clone troopers would breach the caves and enter the harbor from the behind and get a huge advantage. I hope DICE will implement a map with similar design where there are both infantry and vehicular warfare on 2 separate fronts and that they are somehow dependent on each other. On top of that, I think it's pretty cool to see a new planet that wasn't in the movies, and I hope that DICE will do the same in the upcoming game. You didn't think I'd skip this map, did you? Of course Hoth is on the list. Nothing says Star Wars and Star Wars Battlefront as much as flying a speeder and attaching a tow cable to the legs of an AT-AT. This planet is luckily already confirmed for the new Star Wars Battlefront, so the question here is how they decide to design the map or maps itself. Will it be like the old games, or will they come up with something else? That's what's interesting to me. I think it's already a given that we will see the classic stuff like Hoth dish turrets, tauntauns and snow speeders, but I wonder if there will be something else, something that we haven't really expected. Maybe they could combine the map with a space assault or something like that, something that will make the shield generator actually have a meaning in the game. In the old games the shield generator just worked as a command point that could be destroyed by the Empire, but I would actually like to see some kind of shield generator that would be worth protecting for the rebels, because in the old games we pretty much didn't give a shit about the shield generator, to be honest. So I think something that would give a purpose to the shield generator would be something that could add a whole new level to a Hoth map. That brings this list to an end. Make sure to check out the 2 previous videos if you missed them, where I talk about weapons and vehicles by clicking on the screen right now. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for the latest Star Wars Battlefront news and updates, and I will see you all soon again, and as always, may the Force be with you.